Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 2465 Southeast Clover Court here in Hillsboro. We're located at the front of the home. We're off to the right of the front doorway, and in front of the porch here we have a 4-inch ABS cleanout. We're going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We currently have water running. We're going to zero out right here at the base of the cleanout. We'll refer to this spot as the point of access. Here we go. Transitions here to 6-inch concrete. Looks like we have a root intrusion just up ahead. Alright, here at 55 feet we have reached the main lateral connection. I'm going to do locates to verify where this is at, and then we'll let the pipe drain out completely. Looks like we've got a few different issues going on here we'll have to take a look at. I located the camera head successfully. The line goes out and terminates, and I put a marking here, a white T marking, about 7 feet 8 inches deep. I don't know if we need a repair out here at this point. I put a marking there in the event that we do. But it terminates right at the little roundabout island actually within it. Now we're going to let this thing drain here a little bit more before rolling back. Alright, the line is down to a trickle at this point. We've had the water turned off for close to 5 minutes now. Now once we get back to any standing water, we'll halt, make sure it's totally drained out, but it's minimal enough it's not really going to affect our view of anything here. Okay, so right here at this point at 42 feet, we are within a belly here, and it's up to an inch of standing water there at that point. In general, once you really won't get a whole lot of debris building up until you hit about at least 5 feet of pipe with at least an inch of water, and that's basically where we're at here. I know we've got a couple spots throughout the line with some standing water, so I'm going to go mark right here. Alright, currently we're in the roadway here, just about a foot or so from the little roundabout island. We're at 7 feet. I'm getting 7'3" to 7'4" inches deep there. Alright, this particular belly here is just shy of 5 feet long. Again, we've got about an inch of standing water in there. It definitely is an inch. It goes over the top of the camera lens. And again, that right there is right where I typically start to see debris collecting in a line, is with that amount of standing water. And if you kind of look up at the top of the pipe, we've got a black squiggly line going down the center of the pipe, up on the top of the line though. And sometimes you can get just purely discoloration, things like that. That does look like we might have a crack in the top of the pipe there. Unfortunately, we can't get the camera right up close to it to verify that. There's possibly a crack there. Unfortunately, that's all I can tell you, is it might be a crack. There's just can't get up close enough to see it. Now, a lot of junk collecting here in this portion of the line, and I'm not exactly sure why that is. We don't have standing water here, so this may just be purely because of what's been going down the line. It's possible there's something hiding underneath all of this stuff here. That's a spot where you really won't be able to verify what the heck's even going on unless you were to do a hydrojet and clean the line. And we have a similar circumstance here. You can look at the top of the pipe. We have not a great view of it. You can see the squiggly line going down the top of the pipe there. It very possibly could be a crack. Again, it could also be just, you can get weird discoloration in concrete pipe. It's not uncommon to get stuff like that. We are getting quite a lot of debris collecting here though, and there's not a very clear reason as to why. We're back into standing water at this point. Usually there's some type of underlying issue as to why all this junk is building up here. And you can see the mound of this my camera's going over the top of. That stuff right there is built up to almost 3 inches thick. My camera's getting pretty close to the top of the pipe there when it goes over that. Now, unfortunately, this spot right here, with the amount of junk that's in the line, I can't really verify whether we have a belly here or if someone just flushed a whole bunch of paper towels down the line and has dammed it up. Right now, I really can't tell what we've got here. Usually, when you get that amount of stuff collecting in the line, you have one of two things. You might have a belly here. You might also have a homeowner who puts a lot of paper towels or wipes or something like that down the line that's dammed up the sewer pipe. Now, in this circumstance, I would recommend jetting the line and re-scoping it to find out what we have going on here. It's entirely possible that it could just be a whole bunch of the wrong stuff went down the pipe. At this point, I really can't give you a parameter on where you might have a belly there. I would just recommend jetting the pipe and re-scoping it. And then right here, you can look off to the left side of the screen. It does appear we've got a root intrusion that has come through there. There's a couple little hairs that are visible. Other than that, we just have a mound of something looks like protruding out from that joint. And this isn't the front yard area. I've actually gone over the top of someone else's marking that's already there. We're about 6 feet deep there. I do recommend a spot repair to correct that. Now, what's worth doing is jetting the line before going forward with any type of repairs. The reason I say that, that belly that's out further, it's one of those types of bellies that, unless you're being really hard on the sewer line, is very unlikely to cause problems. It's right at the point where I start to see toilet paper collecting the line, but mostly that's due to the fact that you're flushing either huge wads of it down the pipe, or you're putting grease down the kitchen sink along with everything else, so it's sticking in those spots. If you're just putting folded toilet paper down the toilet, not putting a bunch of junk down the kitchen sink, that belly out there from 41 to 45 feet is very unlikely to cause any problems. And the reason I say jet it first to find out what we have going on underlying all the debris buildup, and that stuff's ranging from about 15 feet out to around 25, 30 feet where we've got the debris buildup. If it turns out we have nothing going on there, or the line there drains proper, but you might have some other issue, it gives you the option of doing a pipeliner as a repair, which you don't have to dig the line up for. But it will retain that small belly in there in the line, so keep that in mind. We're just about back to the clean out. We're going to reverse direction here for a moment and scope back into the house. Currently, the issues I'm calling out here is we do have a belly from 41 feet to 45 feet with an inch of standing water in it, which I recommend correcting. And then we have roots at 13 feet, which I recommend a spot repair on. And then in between those two spots, we have some pretty serious debris buildup. One spot in particular, there's a mound of it that's almost 3 inches thick. So we need to get the line jetted and re-scoped to see if we've got an underlying problem going on there that's causing that, or if it's just a whole bunch of junk that shouldn't have gone down the line in the first place, like paper towels or cleaning wipes or something like that. And on the clean out here, I think maybe a directional one that doesn't look like it's going to let me go back the other direction. I'll try here if we can. Yeah, the way that this clean out is set up here, it's not letting my camera turn back the other direction to go back in towards the home. Alright, we're going to go ahead and reel the camera on out. Once again, as an overview here, we've got a belly from 41 to 45 feet with an inch of water, which I do recommend correcting. We also have a root intrusion at 13 feet, which is in the front yard area here, all of which are marked with white paint. We're 6 feet deep here in the front yard and about 7.5 feet out in the roadway where that belly is at. And then in between those two spots, once again, we have quite a lot of debris buildup. So I highly recommend the line get jetted out and then re-scoped to see if we have any underlying issues like roots going on there or another belly or something of that nature. Because if you've got something underlying there, it's causing a lot of debris to collect in the line. At this point, you just can't tell yet if there's an underlying issue or if it's just been too much debris going down the line. But after any repair work is done, or drain cleaning for that matter, I would recommend getting a re-scope performed to make sure all the work was done properly.